So how do y'all feel this morning about the Lakers? If I'm not mistaken, I think the Lakers are 9-2 with Luka and Austin Reaves without LeBron. I think they're 9-2 in those games when they got Luka and Austin Reaves out there, but LeBron is not. They're 9-2, and they've beaten teams like the Spurs, the Timberwolves, and last night the New York Knicks. If I'm not mistaken, the Lakers right now are ranked 5th in the Western Conference. So how do y'all feel about this team? Do y'all feel like now that's clear evidence that the Lakers need to move on from LeBron? Like LeBron is not much of an asset to this team no more. Honestly, how do y'all feel? Because I think me personally, I'm not falling for this. I want to know from y'all what y'all think. And I understand why fans could feel that way. It feels like the team has some special, unique type of rhythm. You know, it feels like the ball ain't sticking. Austin Reaves look like he's playing the best basketball of his career next to Luka. So I get it. But you're taking 11 games. 11. And you acting like it's a blueprint for the future of the franchise. 11 games. Not a playoff series. Not a full stretch of a season. 11 games. And if we gonna be honest and be real, those wins didn't exactly come against the monsters of the NBA at that time. Yeah, like I said, they beat the Spurs, they beat the Timberwolves. Last night they beat the Knicks. But if you're gonna use that sample to say that this proves LeBron is the problem or is irrelevant to the success of the Lakers, then I think you just got to look at the full picture, because once you zoom out from that damn picture, the numbers start telling a whole different story. And the Lakers' record against the best teams in the league, it ain't all that pretty, bro. The Lakers' record, let me look. The Lakers' record against the top 9 teams in the National Basketball Association right now, they're 0-1 versus Detroit, 0-2 versus the Thunder, 1-3, if I'm not mistaken, versus the Spurs this season. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I wrote all of these down. 0-2 versus Boston, 1-1 with the Knicks, 0-1 versus Houston, 2-0 versus the Timberwolves, 0-1 versus Cleveland, and Denver. They split 1-1 so far. So they're 5-2 to 5-12 overall over those teams. Lakers beat mid teams, but struggle versus elite teams. So explain to me why this whole Luka Austin, what we've seen in this small sample size of 11 games, matters so much when we're talking about playoffs and competing and actually winning something. I think that's the part that y'all don't really want to talk about, because the regular season wins are cool and they need it. But the playoffs are played against teams like these. We ain't going to be seeing the Wizards and the Hornets. We're not seeing lottery teams. We're going to be seeing OKC and Denver. These games slow down in the playoffs. It's more of a half-court game. You get to study your opponent more because it's a best-of-7 series. The Lakers are going to get punched in the mouth. Luka and Austin Reaves is still a liability on defense. I can't call them an elite backcourt when they're only one-sided. I don't know if the Lakers right now, I'm not going to say they don't have enough size, but I don't know if the Lakers have enough size, defense, or front court presence to win a championship this year. This DeAndre Ayton thing, I told y'all I was skeptical, and, that's just getting weird. That's a whole new conversation. But like I told y'all, LeBron to me is not the problem. This roster still isn't really built correctly, if you ask me. I think that it feel like the Lakers in a way are trying to make Dallas 2.0. They feel like they can succeed with a backcourt of Luka and Austin Reaves if they got the right type of players in the front court. You know how Luka and Kyrie did in Dallas. They didn't win it all, but they got there. With Luka, heliocentric offense, the shooters, the rim protector, the defensive wings. It seemed like that was the Mavericks blueprint when Luka went to face the Celtics against in the finals, and it seemed like the Lakers are trying to mimic that. But they don't have those pieces yet. They don't have no real rim protectors and real defensive wings, and Luke Kennard is a shooter, but we need more than that. I think Laker fans may be accidentally right. I'll say that. The Lakers eventually moved towards a Luka timeline, and I don't have a problem with that. But championship teams still need stars. I don't think OKC is going to win again. And yeah, they got a superstar in Shea. I don't know. I'm happy with the Lakers right now. I'm not impressed. I'm content. I take that back. I'm not happy. I'm content with the Lakers, but I'm not impressed. I don't feel like this team is ready to win a championship. I don't know if we're constructed to be able to compete for a championship. What I do know is there's no chance of winning a championship without LeBron James. I don't care what y'all talking about in these 11 games without LeBron, with Luka and Austin Reaves. They're too much of a liability on defense. And I'm not saying LeBron is some shutdown defender, but that type of greatness at his age and still at the skill level, you have to use it. You have to find a way to use it. You're never going to get this or see this again. And that's another thing that kills me. Like, I could get if this was a, no disrespect, but a Vince Carter or, a Chris Paul, somebody that's not going to have or not having that great of an impact on the game in year 20, 21, 22. LeBron is one of those ones. Still, to this day. So to try to downplay that in any aspect, to me, is crazy. Especially for guys who haven't won anything yet. Luka hasn't won anything yet. Austin Reaves hasn't won anything yet. And without James, I still don't think it's going to happen no time soon. But again, what do y'all feel about these Lakers? Are y'all happy this morning? Big win. Big win last night versus the New York Knicks. Like I said, they are now 9-2 with Luka and Austin Reaves and no LeBron in the lineup. They 9-2, beating teams like the Knicks and the Spurs and the Timberwolves. But that type of stuff is fool's gold. We done had this conversation plenty of times. But the floor is y'all. Let me know what y'all think about the Lakers. Are they still a competitive team for a title? We ain't talking just playoffs. We going for title 18. What do you think about that after last night's win? Like, comment, and subscribe.